Okay, folks, I'm going to give you a little lesson on the terminology of all the parts of a guitar. Now, when I first started playing guitar, I didn't know what purfling or binding was, so I'm here with Randall Kramer, Sparky Guitar. He builds guitars. In fact, is that one of yours?
This is a Schoenberg. I built this for Eric Schoenberg under the Schoenberg name.
Okay, he made this under Stromberg
Okay.
name.
And actually, why don't we just start this little lesson for the complete idiot?
Yeah, let's
There, Schoenberg, upside down to your camera.
Okay, here, let me go here.
Okay, you want to come around?
Now let's start with the
This is the headstock.
The headstock.
This part of the guitar is the headstock. This piece of wood is called the back plate.
back
And
plate.
these are the tuners. On this guitar, we have 6 tuners.
And are those called like waferlies or
These are actually Godas. They're open gear tuners.
open gear?
Open gear, you can see the gears. There's also closed gear tuners where there's
Right.
a cover over them so you don't see the gears.
Now, one question: is this headstock a separate piece of wood, or is
No, it's part of the whole thing.
part of the whole
Part
thing?
of the whole
Okay.
thing. This, on some guitars, you have this, which is called a volute.
Volute.
This little piece
okay.
right here, that's a volute. In the original Martin guitars from the 1800s, that was actually a structural point because the headstock was a separate piece of wood from the neck. So that was part of the joinery of that.
Okay.
Okay, this is the neck.
Yeah, let's stick with the
For
back.
all
The
you
neck.
for all you guitar idiots that want to know what the thing is called, this is a neck. This is called the heel of the neck. Okay, the heel is where it attaches to the body. This is the heel cap, piece of rosewood in this case, capping the end of the heel.
Oh, just to make it look fancy, huh? That's
Well,
nice.
and to cap that off, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fancy. Sure, you could call it fancy.
Okay.
Well, while we have this thing flipped over, this is the back of the guitar. This happens to be a piece of Brazilian rosewood.
Oh, that's Brazilian. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
How many pieces of wood on that now?
1, 2, book matched. It's right down the center. Okay, along the edge here, right along the edge here is what's called the binding. The binding is this hard piece of wood around the edge that protects the edge. And then these lines, these thin lines in here are called purflings. Those are purflings.
How do you
And
spell
there's
that one? Is it
Purfling.
purfling? Okay, got it.
Okay, and it's just a decorative detail in there. Nothing more.
Okay, now let's go to the back here. This is the
Okay. This is the end pin. This is what
pin.
you hook your strap on, end pin.
Some people call it strap button. Is that?
You could call it a strap button. I usually call a strap button the button that we don't have on this, but the strap button would usually be a button that would go right there
Okay.
to get the other end of the strap.
And I noticed on high-end guitars they don't have a strap button. It's up to the buyer. Do you want to drill another hole in your guitar?
Yeah, most guitars don't have a
So
strap
this
button.
is the end pin. Now, what is that
This is the
strip
end pin.
of wood there?
This is called the tail wedge.
tail wedge.
That wedge-shaped piece is the wedge.
Okay,
And it's just decorative where the two sides come together right there.
got it.
Okay, now since we're on the top of the guitar, once again, we have binding. Okay, the binding on the edge. In this case, it's koa. The wood is koa wood. The purfling is actually a nice little, colorful strip of wood.
That's nice.
Kind
Now,
of like
you're seeing some
marqueteer.
light in here. Those are fluorescent lights, so I'm sorry I can't do anything about
Yeah,
that.
we got fluorescent lights here.
Okay,
That's the
so
that's
now-
the drag. Okay, let's look at this thing right here. This is a pickguard. Okay.
Now, did those used to be made out of tortoiseshell in the old days?
Originally, they were tortoiseshell. That was outlawed in about 1902 or something. So those haven't been tortoiseshell for a long time.
So now that's plastic?
It's celluloid.
Celluloid. Oh.
Celluloid. It's celluloid, and over the years, there have been different qualities of celluloid made. It's kind of an unknown science making it, I guess. So a lot of times, celluloid shrinks over time, and it'll crack the top on either side of it.
Okay.
But this is a new enough guitar that hasn't happened. This is the bridge. This whole piece here is the bridge. The bridge is glued to the top, and the bridge has this white piece in it which in this case is bone. A lot of cheaper guitars or even mid-range guitars, this is made out of some kind of plastic. And then these are the bridge pins. Okay, 6 bridge pins for 6 strings. The ball end of the string goes down into a hole where this is, and then the pin goes in to lock it in place.
Okay.
You know, if we had planned this out a little more, we could have had one of these out to show you. But those are the parts: the bridge pins, the saddle. Okay, the saddle.
And this determines how high your strings are, how big the saddle is. How tall
This
the
saddle can be used to raise and lower the strings by either the height of the saddle,
Okay.
by removing material from the saddle to make it go down, to adding a shim underneath it, or material to the bottom of it to bring it up. When you do a setup on a guitar, and a setup is making it play as well as it can. It's adjusting everything that's adjustable. So this is one of the things that is taken into consideration with a setup. This detail here around the sound hole is the rosette. This hole is the sound hole.
Sound hole.
Sound hole, rosette.
So rosette's the same as binding, only a different.
This rosette is made out of purfling.
Purfling, okay.
Purfling, okay. Binding is on the edge. Okay, and the purfling, this detail purfling, it's just, the purflings get used for a lot of different things that way.
And if you're buying a guitar, the good guitars usually have a label inside. And that
Often a
says,
label inside.
Can you read that for me?
This says Schoenberg Quartet Model 34 by Randall Kramer. That's my label that I put in the Schoenbergs that I built.
This is Randall Kramer, who makes guitars.
Okay, now you can see a couple of back braces in there. Those light colored pieces of wood going across are back braces. They're made out of spruce. They support the back. They help support the back. The top, likewise, is a whole array of braces in it to support the
You
top.
can see those.
You can't really.
Yeah, I could see them a little bit. Okay, top brace, I see one.
Yeah, they may not be in focus with your phone.
Okay.
Okay, since we're on the top here and we move past the top of the guitar, this is the whole top.
Now, does it-
Usually made out of spruce of some kind, but not always. Sometimes cedar, sometimes it's made out of mahogany or koa. But in this case, it's made out of spruce.
And I notice a lot of the newer guitars now, I don't know if it's just a fad, but I'm seeing a lot of redwood guitars coming out of Taylor.
Redwood is often used for a top. So we've seen the back of the neck. This is the top of the neck, and this is the fingerboard. This whole piece here on top is a fingerboard. Now just hold your phone where it is, and you can see the joint between the fingerboard and the neck right there, okay? So in this case, the fingerboard is made out of ebony, a very hard wood, and it's glued to a mahogany neck.
So you glue that right on there.
That
Okay.
gets glued on, and then you have frets. All these little metal bars you see here are frets, and they stand up a little bit. Once again, I'll turn this on its side, and you can see that they have some height this way. Those are what you fret against when you play.
Right.
You push the string down. Here I'm pressing the string down. I'm pressing the string down.
And you always press the string in between the frets for you beginners. Don't
So
ever.
that's how you create the different notes, is by fretting
Yeah.
the string.
But don't press the string on the fret. Show them what happens if you're gonna get a dead
My
spot.
finger mutes it if I fret it there.
And then we got inlays here. We haven't talked about those.
Yeah, those markers that you see on the fingerboard are inlays. These are kind of a little fancier. A lot of times it's just a round dot. Those are like a little road map to help you know where you're at on the fingerboard. And also, and I'm going to flip this over a little bit, there are dots on the side of the fingerboard marking the 3rd fret, 5th fret, 7th, 9th, 12th fret, and I think there's 15th and 17th up there.
15, 17.
So
Now the neck attaches at the what fret on this guitar?
On this guitar, the 12th fret.
That's a 12 fretter.
And a lot of guitars, the 14th fret.
14th is normally good. Now, what's the advantage of 12 fret?
The advantage of 12 frets
This is where the guitar meets the body.
right here is the
That's
12th
the 12th
fret.
fret.
Okay. The advantage of a 12th fret is that it moves the bridge down into the center of the lower bout, because the scale length stays the same when you put the fret neck on at the 12th fret. So this moves this way, and it gives a different voice to the guitar. You run out of frets to fret up here unless you have a cutaway.
So if you're playing leads in the 13th, 14th, it's going to be, you can't do it when you get way up
It's challenging. You have to use the classical position here.
Okay.
Classical players with a cutaway are kind of dumbfounded.
Okay, well, I think that's about
We're
it.
getting close to it being everything, I think. This piece of bone here, which can also be plastic, hard plastic.
Is that real bone there?
This is real bone.
What kind of bone?
Actually, this is water buffalo bone from Vietnam.
Wow.
That's where they get the bone from, is that water buffaloes these days. So this is the nut. This holds the strings spaced out at this end, and depending on how deep the strings are in the slots in the nut, determines the height of the string over the frets. So this is an adjustment that is made in a setup. This has to be correct, so the strings are the right height over the fingerboard down here.
Okay.
Okay,
And then-
we called this the headstock before, and called the backside, the back plate. This is the top plate. This is a piece of ebony in this case that is attached to the top of the headstock.
Oh, okay, so this is attached to the, okay, got it.
And this also has binding on it. You can see the koa binding along the edge.
This will give you an idea how much work is involved in making a guitar.
It's a lot of work. And then it has this nice inlay in it.
And everybody has their own logo up top.
And that's all cut in.
And this is called one more time?
The top plate,
The logo, the name of the company?
Schoenberg.
Okay.
Schoenberg Guitars, Tiburon, California is
Got it.
where their shop is.
And we got the tuning keys. What are the tuning keys made out of on this guitar?
You know, they're probably some kind of plastic. I don't
Plastic,
really
okay.
know what the material is.
All right, well, I think that covers everything.
You think so?
And
These are the sides. We didn't talk about the sides, but this is just plain old side. It's not rocket science. It's just the side, the back, and the top. So,
Side, back,
you know,
top.
when people talk about guitars, that's kind of a good word to use. And as far as direction, this is the heel. This is the heel end of the top. This is the tail of the top.
And what size body would this be? We didn't talk about.
Okay, this body is 16 inches across here. This is a large body for a 12 fret guitar. This was a special design that
Special
I worked
order,
out with
okay.
Schoenberg. So Schoenberg named this the Quartet.
Got it.
And it was based on what, if Martin had ever made a 12 fret quadruple O, Martin made a 14 fret quadruple O, but never a 12 fret. So this is what we imagined that a quadruple O 12 fret would have been if Martin had made it.
So this is a larger body than most 12 fretters. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Up
Okay.
until this time, the large 12 frets were a triple O
Right.
size in Martin nomenclature.
Yeah, like a 000 28, which I have. And now when he builds his guitars, let's just walk here. This one's being built now. It's quite a process. If you want to order a custom guitar from Randall, he will take your order and build your guitar. How many guitars have you built now? How many years of this now?
Oh, I don't know, maybe 70.
70 guitars in how many years?
20,
20 years. So 2 or 3 a year. That's it. It takes a while.
maybe 25 years. I don't know. I don't build them that much anymore.
Well, he plays them pretty well. Okay.
Are we
well,
there?
I think we're like and subscribe to my channel, and then I think that's it. There's your beginning guitar terminology 101. We'll see you on the next video.